Well, hello again. Welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. Paul Schrimpf here with Eric Sfiligoj. How are you, sir?
I am good, sir, from our undisclosed locations. And I guess it's probably a good time to point out to our audience that if that has become your drinking game for the last 15 months, then get ready to eliminate it or find a new drinking word in our videos, because about a month from now, we're actually going to be back in our studio in office as our offices reopen. So you'll start to see us again, sitting more or less side by side in the friendly confines of our studio that everybody knows and loves who has ever visited our office building.
Yep. It looks like we'll be on our way back. Yeah, as you said, about a month. Maybe the new drinking game could be every time you mispronounce a chemical name. A lot of people
Okay, thank you, Paul. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Really,
Sorry.
I do.
I got to get my licks in because I'm about to get smashed against the rocks once again. Apparently.
No, unless you want to. I know we were talking about rocks. Unless you want to bring that up before we play the game.
I segued myself. So yeah, it was kind of fun. I had a conversation with a company called TerraClear, which is just raised $25 million for seed of money to help scale up a robotic rock picker, which pairs up a front end loader and drone technology to identify and automatically pick up rocks out of fields. Which for a guy like me guys like me and you in a city, we don't really appreciate going through fields picking up large rocks that get in the way of an otherwise fertile field, but that's a major problem, a major operation for arable land. So they've gotten a lot of interest. They sold out of their initial product, and they're looking to scale this thing up. So if you hear more about TerraClear and a robotic rock picker, that's definitely something to be looking into. Could even be doing that as a service if you're a retailer, if you had this equipment. As opposed to maybe a grower owning it on their own, but they may well, but that could be something else that you look at doing. So anyway, TerraClear is a company. I think we ran some pictures up there to show you what we're talking about. But an interesting conversation I had this week. So
well, and that's very interesting, Paul, because I know myself. I know back in the day when I used to travel with our former publisher. I won't say old. Former publisher, Al Strohmeyer. And I know one of the times him and I were making the trek through the Northeast, and we were visiting a couple of crop fields and ag retailers in Pennsylvania and New York State, and one of them had commented on how the soils there are a lot of rocks in the soils up in that part of the country, so that there's certain practices we're used to in the Midwest that apparently they don't do in the Northeast because of the rock problem. So yeah. I could definitely see advantage to having a rock picker, partnering with a drone technology and getting them out of the field so they're not a hazard for the growers.
You bet. Okay, so before you announce what you're going to announce, which is going to upset me, let me bring my partner on here because she may be able to help. So, all right, go ahead.
All right. Well, Paul, yes, because we had such a strong response from our audience to it when we introduced it last week. We're ready for another round of, cue the music, please, Fun with Numbers. So, Paul, are you ready to play?
Do we have audience cheering with that too?
I would hope so. I'm sure we could find some canned audience cheering somewhere on the video, so hopefully we did hear that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready for my buzzer. Let's go.
Okay, I've only got two this week. I've got a high number and a low number. And this week, because you kind of teased me last week, the numbers weren't too far apart. These are vastly different numbers. One is in the millions and the other is in double digits. So you want to start high or low?
Let's go high.
Let's go high. All right. How about 109 million?
109 million. All right. Does it have to do with exports to China?
No. Sorry, Paul. No export news to China this week. No, actually,
That's
this is an interesting number. 109 million is actually the recorded EBITDA amount in the first quarter of 2021 for a good friend company of ours, Nutrient Ag Solutions.
mm,
And actually, that was, according to their statement that they just put out, a record.
mm,
And they're noting that the fact that the world is kind of getting back to normal, and it seemed like the spring 2021 season is going along pretty well, and there's a big demand for the products that Nutrient Ag Solution offers to its customers. They're saying their retail sales for that group were up 12% versus
mm.
the first quarter of 2020. So, Paul, one of those signs that the world as we knew it is coming back to life, coming back to normal post COVID-19.
Yep. Well, we saw last year was great despite all the chaos around the rest of the rest of the world. The crop was great last year. It was a strong season, and we always note that even a CropLife 100 that the numbers tend to lag behind 1 year. You get that optimism going, people feeling good, and of course crop prices are off the charts. So this is not a surprise at all, and hopefully a good indication for everybody as well as Nutrien that this is a strong year.
Yep, indeed. So then the small number to hit you with, Paul, and I've given you already a clue by what I just said. So if you think about what I just said a few seconds ago, maybe you'll get this one. The number is 19.
19.
Come on, it's been in the news a lot the last year.
I got nothing. Sorry.
Oh, come on, Paul. Okay, 19, as in COVID-19.
No.
Now, Paul, I just said, the fact that the nutrient numbers were so strong is an indication that the world's kind of returning to normal, some normalcy, post COVID-19. The reason 19 and COVID-19 is our number for this segment of Fun with Numbers is that our friends at Corteva have been doing COVID-19 testing at their facility, the Iowa Global Business Center, for some time now. But actually, they've just announced they're going to sunset that testing program. By the end of August, they will no longer be doing COVID testing there because, as they say, with vaccination rates going up, COVID cases coming down, there's no longer a need to be doing that at that facility. So, again, another sign of normalcy coming by the end of August, Paul.
Well, that's good news, but you got to tighten your game up. That's pretty lame. COVID-19 is the number.
I was trying desperately to hit you with a number that we've been branding about the last 15 months that maybe, just maybe, you would make the connection with, but
no, it was terrible. That's terrible.
All right, fine.
Better next time, sir.
I will try harder. No more softballs for you. Only curveballs and fastballs from now on.
Yeah. Stuff I need to overthink, please.
And see, since I'm wearing a baseball shirt, all these baseball analogies will perfectly work. So.
Great. All right. Anything else? I think that's it for this week, right?
Yeah, except just to remind people that if you haven't already, start thinking ahead to the Tech Hub Live event coming up here, the 19th, 20th, and 21st of July. Of course, the 19th is the pre-event. That I know you teased a few videos ago, but nonetheless, if you want to find out more about precision agriculture in the market and get to see some people live and in person, consider joining us in Des Moines, Iowa.
Absolutely, it's pretty exciting, and we're putting together the program and really looking to make this a really curated, engaging event. Not a bunch of PowerPoint presentations, but more about discussion and learning and interacting with people. I mean, everybody's had it up to their ears in the electronic communication. I think more than anything, we want to try to, when we have sessions, we want to get people talking to each other. We don't want people talking at you. So we're really looking forward to kind of a different, not a different twist, but really, a purposeful twist on the event this year and making it as interactive as possible. So we're really looking forward to that, because that's all we want to do. We want to see people, we want to engage, learn, and take stuff home that we can build our business from.
Yeah, well, I for one can hardly wait, Paul, because I imagine that you'll be going to the event. I probably won't be, but I'm sure our viewers are going to love the fact to actually perhaps see some video from the show floor. That would be something that we haven't been able to do on this program for, I don't know, 18, 19 months now, but it certainly would be fun to see.
You bet. Well, thanks for joining us in this edition of CropLife Retail Week. Appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next week.
If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below.
Your feedback is important to us. We'll try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.